Okay. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you guys may be watching this. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Sis It's Just Not God's Best for You, So Actualize and Shine podcast show with me, your host, Synquette WILKS. And today we have a special guest. We have photographer, digital content creator extraordinaire, Bri Michelle with us today. And I just wanted to talk to her because I felt like she would be a good guest for this topic today. And we're going to talk about how to embrace your beauty, your brand, and how to get your bag and your money up with our brand photographer, Bri Michelle. So I just thought about like how and why it's important for women to step into the spotlight, step in the forefront. Don't be camera shy. Like work on your brand and having a professional brand. So I'm like, who better to talk to than an actual brand photographer? So that's why we have Bri on here today. So just a little bit about Bri Michelle. She's a Delaware-based photographer who loves to help women build their professional and business brands. And she's also a photographer that I wanted to talk to get her insight on how women can use photo shoots to help build their self-esteem and create their brand. I actually use her professionally, so that's why I just have to like sing her praises. I actually feel like, you know what I mean? I can actually vouch and stand by her and her professionalism and what she does. So it's not like, I gotta get this girl to come on my podcast and just give us some insight. So that's why we have Bri here today. So Bri, thanks again for coming on my podcast show. How's it going with you?
It's going well. It's a beautiful day. I'm getting interviewed by like one of my faves. It's a wonderful day. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, I'm glad that you could join us. And you're right, it's a beautiful day in Delaware. It's nice and sunny. Oh, perfect photography weather, actually, when you think about it, don't you think?
It is. It's perfect photography weather, especially around this time, like when the sun's not directly down, causing ugly shadows. It's like, it's accentuating you.
Oh. Perfect. Look, guys, see how she knew that? I had no idea that depending on like the time of day and the sun and the shadows will actually make a difference. So speaking of which, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So being a photographer, I'm pretty sure you can shoot any time of season, weather, anywhere, but do you have like a particular like favorite way to shoot? Do you prefer indoor shooting, outdoor shooting, winter, fall, spring? Like I just want to get a little more background about
like what's my favorite thing.
Yes.
Well, like you said, it can all be done. I would say that I'm torn between doing outside shoots in like really green areas, like something that has a lot of nature, and like days like it was today, like the lighting is usually just perfect. There's so many colors, natural colors outside, and as you can see, I love like floral. I just love like the outside. So that's my favorite by default. But then again, when you're in studio, like we were, when I was shooting you, I have way more control over the light. So something happens with the clouds, or there's people, or whatever the situation, like I can completely control the atmosphere inside. So I'm torn between those two. Definitely torn between those two.
But I love that it also sounds like you're versatile. You know what I mean? No matter the situation, you kind of like adapt and you can kind of bring to life what people want to make a good photo shoot. And I was thinking, you know, as a photographer, you help capture people's best moments in front of the camera. So, is there any like tips that you can give people to feel more comfortable and less camera shy and being in front of the camera? Like just from being a behind the scenes person, can you give any perspective or insight on that?
From being behind the scenes, I mean, the only method I can really vouch for, besides the whole cliche, just relax, just trust yourself, would be to treat me like I'm your friend. Like let's talk. For some reason, most women are not shy to take pictures when their best friend's taking it, when they're out and about and they know that they're looking their best. I'm so sorry for the noise. I live in the city. They're doing too much.
I don't hear anything, so you're good.
Oh, perfect. See, Apple's sound canceling. Awesome. But just like pretend that I'm your friend, and you'll be, I I'm not surprised, but they're always surprised how natural it starts to feel when they're just talking to me, when I'm holding the camera. Like I literally just have a conversation with you, but tell you to smile in between. Like, oh yes, my day was good. My day was awesome. And you know, I'll tell you things to flirt with the camera. I love hyping up the people who I photograph. I love it. That's the best part of it for me, just to see people glow and just get excited and just really start to show off when someone's hyping them up. Like women, especially Black women, we underutilize the power of just a simple compliment. So the best advice I would really give to that person is, of course, to, you know, try and be natural. Of course, make sure that you come wearing something that you are comfortable in, and to just pretend like I'm your friend, even if that's your first time meeting me. And the pictures come out way nicer. Like you can literally see the difference.
I love that. And I love the fact that you said that you hype, you know, your client up in the moment, like you said, giving compliments. And that does like kind of, I don't know, kind of what I want to talk about too is building your self-esteem, because it is kind of hard getting in front of the camera, you know what I mean? Like putting yourself out there, your flaws, this and that. But to have like a good friend, a good photographer encouraging you kind of, I feel like makes the process that much more enjoyable. You know what I mean? To have a finished product that you love and enjoy.
Yeah.
So I kind of, did you want to add anything to that? I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I feel like that's what I specialize in. I tend to work with a lot of women who are not used to getting photo shoots. I take it upon myself to take those women. I'll reach out if I could just see someone wanting to put themselves out there, but they're afraid to hop in front of the camera, or it's their first time investing into like some professional imagery. I love working with that type of woman because I can literally in front of my camera see them coming out of their shell, and that makes me happy, and that's what I feel like sets me aside. That's what makes this job really, really enjoyable.
Oh, it definitely does. And I feel like when you said that we should look at you as a friend that's taking our photo, I feel like I had a question that kind of went along with that. Now that you said, I just wanted to bring it up. Why is it important to have professional photography for your brand versus going with, you know, your friend using maybe their phone or a camera, you know, like, can you talk about more about like maybe looking at it as an investment into yourself and why it is important to have like professional photography for your brand and business, and how that can kind of set you aside?
Absolutely.
Make your brand look more professional.
Absolutely. I mean, to be quite blunt and honest about it, it's all about how serious the customer who doesn't know you from a can of paint is going to take you and your business. You know, cell phone images are great. I have something telling people how to like take the best headshots that they can at home with the phone. Like they're good for starting things off. Like I will not take away from that. But when it comes down to you wanting to just be very serious about your business and how your business is represented and how people perceive you, especially if you are service-based or product-based and you want to charge what you're worth, you need to make sure that the imagery also shows what you're worth. That not only are you investing in whoever is buying from you, but you've invested into your own imagery. You look professional. You look like you know what you're talking about. And yeah, sometimes it really comes down to just the quality of a picture. You know, are the things in your background planned out? Are they on your color scheme? Do they represent your overall brand? So a lot of people don't think about this, especially since so many of us, because I'm included, so many of us, you know, start businesses all willy-nilly, and the pandemic just happened and there was a gold rush of business starters. And, you know, you think you just make an Instagram, take some nice pictures on your phone, set up your Shopify or whatever you have as your website and call it a day. And that's cool to get started. But when you're ready to level up, and you're ready to start charging some serious money, like sustainable money, that does mean you also have to upgrade the quality of your photos and your overall brand.
I love that. Yes, it's like you have to look like money to attract money. Exactly. And I feel like that's what you do. Like as a brand photographer, that is, like you said, definitely your specialty. And you actually have quality. Like your picture's gonna look good, y'all. That's all I want to say. So I guess let's segue into how to get in your bag. Now that we're talking about that, using
Yes.
photography. So why did you choose to pursue a career in photography?
Well, quite honestly, it stumbled across me. Like a lot of women, we find ourselves dabbling in something after a breakup. So it was after a breakup a few years ago that I just bought my first camera. I just needed something to do. I was bored, I was living alone, just needed something to do. And I always, I'm sorry. I was always that person who was asked to take pictures of my friends when we stepped out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I was always that girl. It's annoying. Like I want to be in the picture too. Or if I'm out and about and I just see something beautiful, I really take in this beautiful natural images that I feel like most people miss. So with this camera, I could take advantage of that. And then I started to do it. I'm so sorry, guys. One moment.
You are good. See, look, booked and busy, y'all.
I started to take pictures of my friends. I started to take pictures of things I was really passionate about. And I started to sell my photography. It started off as a hobby. And this year I made it my full-time thing, and it's actually taking off quite well. So I'm just really excited. I just decided this year I'm going to do this full time. I enjoy it. I enjoy my experience with my clients, with my female clients who are trying to get their businesses and their confidence up. So God told me this is what I needed to do. That's why I'm here.
Wow. I love that. And I actually learned a lot just in your statement, because I didn't know that it was something that you already was doing. And I think that's interesting, because sometimes I feel like a lot of us struggle with, what should I do? What's my purpose? What's my calling? But it could be something that you already do well, that you, like you said, your friends always ask you to take pictures. You could see like the beauty in small things, like you said, that other people will overlook. So I really hope that if someone is out there listening, like, dang, I want to start something, but I don't know what to start, kind of look at what's already around you and kind of what you're good at. That could be like a start or a clue. So I'm so glad you shared that. You said something else that I wanted to piggyback up. Yes, when I was listening to your live stream, guys, on her Instagram, and when you were talking about your business itself, I like the fact, I asked this question because I like the fact that you said, you know how it feels to be on a job you really don't like, and how you feel like you could be doing something that like is your passion. And I felt like that was very motivating to hear, especially for me too, like, because I work and I'm grateful, but it also makes me feel good to know like the things that I'm doing on the side, that does make me happy. So hopefully I can find a way to expand that more. So it feels good, or it's like you're a living example of that coming to pass for me. Like, okay, someone actually did take what they enjoyed, and they're actually doing something with it, making it like a full-time career. So I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you're doing your thing.
I mean, if you asked me a couple of years ago and say, oh, you're gonna do this full, I probably wouldn't have believed you. It's like, I've been telling myself for the last couple of years, I'm going to work for myself. And it's not that I'm not grateful to have a job, especially we just, the year that we just had, a lot of people were happy to have a job and lucky and fortunate to have a job. However, when you feel as though you're called upon to do something special, nothing else feels satisfactory. I would literally be sitting there, daydreaming, wishing, hoping, sometimes trying to sneak something in on my laptop on the side to, edit some photos or to build a website for a female business owner. I do that as well. And like I said, I just woke up one day and made a decision. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop putting my desires on the back burner, because it was that serious for me. It was affecting my work. It was affecting how I felt about myself. And so for any of you listening who are in that position, it's more than just, oh, I would rather be doing this. Oh, I just don't feel like going to work. But if it's a really intense, annoying cloud over your head that you're not putting your all into that, you're not alone. It's okay. I know what our parents taught us, the more traditional way, but it's possible. You can do it. And if you just hop on Instagram or Twitter, you see other people making their passions their full-time income. So who's to say that you can't?
That's what it is. I love that. And I have those conversations too with my friends. Like, this is not our parents' generation. We are in a generation where we've seen that you can make millions from your hobby. I remember like a few years ago, I think it was like Good Morning America or something. They was talking about YouTubers and how they make millions a year. I'm like, wait a minute. They make millions a year just by being who they are. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, that is amazing to me. And it's like we live in a generation where the person that created Uber and Twitter and Facebook, like these ideas that probably seem so like, oh, that'll never work, is working. So like no matter how outlandish or crazy you may think it is, like go for it. Like I feel like the time is now. So so glad you shared that.
Yeah,
and I absolutely agree. And also I'm glad that you listened to the call, because when you got in position, I feel like it put everything else in line. And, you know, I use myself as an example. Like, you know, I kind of always wanted to I knew, you know, having branded professional pictures was important. It was on my like whiteboard to do, but I just didn't know who. But, you know, I looked on Facebook and stuff like that, Instagram, but I don't know, just never felt it. But it was like, maybe you see, like it's more so like once you got in position, everything else fell into place too for other people to get in their position or whatever. And like I share with you through Instagram, like me doing the photo shoot inspired my family. Like now my sisters want to do one for their birthday. My mom was like, I want to do a photo shoot too. So it's just like, look, like, you know what I mean? Like you saying yes, like help inspire other women, even like the women in my family. I share with you too, like they watch what I do, but this for some reason really got their interest. So that's really
like. But you know why? It's because it's all about the fact that it's an investment. It's literally the fact that it's an investment. It's literally the fact that you're saying, this is for me. This is for my business. It is a big deal. This is worth me taking the time to find something to wear and hiring someone who I can trust to do a good job. It's all about showing that you have taken it seriously. It's so much more than just taking some photos. And I think that's probably what they saw. It wasn't until I really started to post my work, because I was shy first. It wasn't until I started to really post my work and I started shameless plug and like confidently talking about it, that business really started to come into me. It wasn't just, you know, my little friends, like no strangers. Strangers are paying me money. And I think that's when God, that's when you know that you're aligned, when things start to come and work out and pan out and line up. And even when things don't, you're not as stressed and worried because the party still feels like it's going to work because God said it. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Yes, and I totally understand. I'm glad to know that. And then I almost feel like when you're aligned, it helps you to like do better work because it's something you actually enjoy. If you don't grudgingly do it. So it's like in a way you're probably up on new trends, new camera, this and that, because it's something that you actually enjoy. Yes. You know, and I feel like that's the difference when like you're in a job that you really don't like, you're just there, you know. But when it's something that you care about, you understand the details and the intricacies of it. You know, it's like almost like your child. It's my baby.
It is your baby.
Yeah.
Especially the one that you love is definitely your baby. You want to see her do well. You want to make sure she's, you know, adorned in the latest fashions and that she's represented well. And this is honestly how all of us should be feeling about any business that we start. You know, any, especially as creatives or especially people who are selling their expertise, their information, things that you know. Like I really admire a lot of your content, Synquette. I know I've told you this many times, like, girl, I needed to see this today. And it's because I can tell that you're passionate about it, that you're putting yourself and your empathy into these situations that we're all seeing, like on TV, for example, or just things that you know happens out in the world, and you're making very relatable yet helpful content. Girl, you are the bomb. You are the bomb. I see you having your own talk show.
Wow. I receive it.
I see you having your own talk show. I see your book that's out being a bestseller. I just, you're the bomb. You really are. And I need more and more and more and more and more people outside of your regular audience to see that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. It just makes me think of like you said, it's now I'm putting myself out there and just putting my thoughts, and hopefully it'll help somebody else. Like, we're all in this together. And I feel like my content comes from experience or empathizing, like you said. So it feels good to step outside of myself to actually produce. So that's why you inspire me too, seeing what you do and you putting your best foot forward. And it's just very motivating and encouraging to be around, or, you know, to glean from other like-minded women. And it's just like, yay, you know, it just makes you feel good inside.
It does. I'm glad that we're exchanging this energy.
Yes. Because you know how I found you guys. I don't know how I did it, but maybe I'll Google like women empowerment or women entrepreneurship in Delaware, because that's one thing about it. Made Herself a Boss was definitely like a niche filler, because you do feel like being in Delaware, a small state, like you're not going to find people like you. So that's why you guys definitely really did feel a need that was necessary, you know? So I'm glad you guys stepped out and did that as well.
Thank you. Thank you. We have some really fun stuff coming up this summer. Not going to say too much, but keep your eye on the Made Herself a Boss account.
Oh, goody. And then maybe we'll talk more about that too in our closing remarks, how people can like find you guys. But yes, as a photographer, do you find any hurdles or challenges? Is there like any difficulties that you have to work through? I don't know. And that could be anything with like the actual job itself, or maybe mental challenges, anything like that.
Anything. I would definitely say at first my issue was not putting my foot down and sticking to my niche. So when it comes to photography, a lot of people just think, oh, I just want to hire you to take pictures of any old thing. Family shoots, take a picture of my dog, you know, come to the party and be the person who just takes the party photos and puts it in the little paper thing. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, some people are out there, they can do that. But I found myself in the very beginning being, you know, you don't want to be desperate for money, especially if it's a passion project or something that you do that you're really into. So in the beginning, I was doing that stuff. I was just taking what I could get to make any money off of my camera. But it wasn't panning out the way that I wanted. Like I found out, without saying too much, I work better working with women who have brands, who want a confidence boost, who want to feel like they can do anything and stop putting limitations on their life. I am much better at being that photographer versus doing a family shoot and I'm taking 2,000 pictures of a little kid, just trying to get one where they're staying still, where they're smiling, and everyone else in the photo looks good. I don't want to be, you know, the club photographer, because, you know, where's the fun in that? Where's the creativity in that? What moment am I really catching, except the fact that you guys are, you know, y'all look bomb, I'll hype you up. But, you know, it's just not what I was passionate about. And I found that it was getting more difficult to do those jobs, I guess, because it wasn't suited for me. Like just going into editing, you know, like I said, imagine sorting through 2,000 pictures. And I couldn't help but think I could have avoided this if I just said no. Like there are plenty of other photographers out there who know what to do, know what to say, can handle that. But to me, it was just God telling me to stick to what I know, stick to what I'm meant to do. That was the biggest hurdle. So when I started to, as my business partner Shanika would say, to qualify my clients, meaning to make sure before we even get started, I'm going to do what you need and you are the ideal customer for me, things have been way smoother. I've been able to book a lot of people who are perfect for me and not cut back on prices, you know, to try to accommodate every single little situation, you know, outside of reason. And it's just been great. It's just been great. You really learn as you go, honestly.
Amazing. You shed a lot of light in a lot of things. So basically, knowing your niche, having the ability to say no, and stay focused on that.
Yes.
That was really, really good. You made me think of something else I wanted to piggyback on with what you said. Oh, I feel like you like taking pictures of women that have a brand or a product and that's excited about life, or you mentioned something like that. And I feel like in a way that's kind of because that's the kind of woman that you are, you know? So in a way it's probably like you're able to relate, or I don't know. Yeah.
No, you have hit the nail on the head. That my ideal client, you know, the woman hasn't really invested too much into herself before, probably personally as well as professionally. Mm-hmm. I used to be that woman, especially that year when I first had my camera. You know, I was just very unsure of myself. I knew I wanted to work for myself because I wasn't happy doing like the traditional thing. I was insecure in so many other aspects of my life. And sometimes that does carry over to what type of boss you're going to be, how hard you're actually going to go for it. Like people don't realize it really does all coincide. Mm-hmm. When you decide to be that one person band, at least in the beginning, you really do have to be balanced in order for it to work. And I saw that I was that person who struggled with that. And I think that's why I get so much enjoyment out of working with a woman who seems to be that way, or has just broken out of that cycle, or just needs that extra push. Like the connection that I make with the people who I take pictures of, that's why it's literally the best part for me, because I see them transforming out of it a little bit faster than I did. Like if I just had someone to say those things to me back then, or, you know, just believe in me back then, I think I would have reached this point much faster. So that's me paying it forward or giving back to the person who is very reminiscent of who I used to be.
I can see that. You know how the saying goes, such and such walk so these people couldn't ran. It was like, you know, you did that for us. So, all right. How can well, we kind of talked about it a little bit more, but I mean, or previously, but how can a photo shoot help expand someone's business and help them gain confidence in themselves?
Absolutely. So you're right. We already kind of touched on how it can expand their business. Quite frankly, just people taking it more seriously because you look more serious. Confidence wise, I mean, we're women. We all know how into the aesthetics we are. Mm-hmm. And sometimes just the way that you look, or the way that you're walking around, the way that you carry yourself says a lot about how you feel about yourself. Women who tend to slouch, women who tend to not look you in your eye, women who tend to just not really put any, if at all, effort into the way that they represent themselves when they leave the house. That can all be due to just how you feel confidence wise. It doesn't have to be because you're trying to show off, but just, you know, I love myself. I carry myself like I love myself. Like that's a big thing. So at this photo shoot, you're kind of forced into that really quick. Okay. You know, you're getting an outfit together that you feel will represent you and your business. You have to look at me because we got to get this shot, right? And in me trying to capture that most confident side of yourself, that girl boss, that person who people should be throwing money at, you need to fake the funk at least for that day. And I think a combination of that and the conversations that I like to have with these women, I know that by the time they leave my shoot, they are feeling different than the way that they've walked in. And I can just tell. You know, they're feeling more confident in how they look and how their business is. And as they're telling me more about their business and we're exchanging ideas with each other, they're like, you know what? I do have a good idea on my hands. You know, sometimes people just need that hype woman And it's not like you're just paying me to be a hype woman, because, you know, I stay in touch with my people. Sometimes you just need that. And I hope that the very authentic conversations I have during these shoots, the lessons I learned about gaining confidence myself, just hearing the stories of others, I would really like to hope, and I can see that that usually makes a difference. It at least plants the seed. Mm-hmm. For confidence. It's important to be confident in yourself, or at least fake the funk for the time being, because people like to purchase from, they like to be around, they like to exchange with confident women, people who at least seem like they know what they're doing. And, you know, the easiest way to get somewhere is to at least fake the funk first.
I like
work. Do the work. That's what Synquette is here for. Do the work. Right. But, you know, also look the part too.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of the times you have it, but it's more so like walking in it, like just walking in
it, showing up as her.
Yeah, right.
Show up as that confident woman who knows what she's doing, or who's at least going to find out what she needs to know. You know, great personality, very opening. Like, show up as that woman, and day by day, it's going to be easier to become her. That will be your reality.
Oh, I love it. This is just so good. So I'm going to get a little deep a little bit.
Let's do it.
Okay. So why do you think that sometimes it's difficult for women to embrace their beauty? Like, do you think it could be social media influence, their own thoughts, people around them, their environment? Do you think that, you know, we can pinpoint where that comes from?
Yes, it can honestly be all of the above. You know, as women, we are, and I should say it proudly too, like, we are the more emotional of the species of the human race. You know, we are nurturers, which means that we feel things a little bit more. Most of us are empaths. And that internalizes to how we perceive ourselves too. So, you know, seeing the picture perfect bodies on Instagram, or seeing someone else's success, if you're being put down by someone in your life or people in your life on a regular basis, or just not thinking you're good enough as something else or someone else, can definitely weigh on you. It doesn't become your personal goals or what you want. It becomes, oh, is this good enough? Is this good enough, like, for someone else who's not walking in your shoes? Mm-hmm. So those things can definitely affect. And I think that what can really make the difference is you just learning who you are, learning to love that woman. And one thing I really advocate for is that I do not believe in the superwoman thing. I don't think that we need to be carrying the world on our shoulders. I don't think that's what we were designed to do. Through using our femininity, our charm, our wit, our intelligence, all the other things that make us wonderful, there are the ways to get things done. And not have to feel so overwhelmed. So many women experience burnout. You know, do you have kids? Do you got a job? Is there a business you're trying to start? Are you in a relationship that might be a little stressful right now? Plus, you got to pay everything. Plus, you got to make sure this is good. Plus, this. That is so heavy. And I hate that, especially in our community, you know, it's the normalized thing. And I'm proud of us for being able to handle so much. But the fact is, it can affect you negatively. And the first place that usually goes to is your confidence. So yeah, it's more than just me doing photo shoots. Like, I want women to feel like themselves, love themselves, realize that they are the leading role in the movie that is called their life.
It's 4:00.
And this is all the feel that I want them to have as I am simply taking your picture on the shoot.
You said that, and that's exactly what I feel, why I wanted to talk to you, because through my photo shoot, I felt like it was more than just a photo shoot. Like you said, just taking a picture, like my coming out party, like a chance to, like you said, invest in me, get dialed up, getting play the leading role in my story, take control of my life. So yes, it is way more deeper than, like you said, taking a photo. So, and it's like you're the perfect person to be anchoring that ship. So wow, kudos to you.
And you were one of my favorite shoots.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you were very encouraging through that whole entire time as well. You know, like I'm probably what they say, like anxious attachment. I don't know. I have to look it up for sure. But when things don't be going my way, I'm just like, oh my gosh. You're like, Synquette, it's gonna work out. It's fine. Just come. Like, you know what I mean? So that was very good. You know, to have someone, like you said, a cheerleader, a coach, someone like just there to encourage and support me. So I know what you're seeing is true.
I'm so glad that you got that out of that's my goal. That's what's important to me. I'm so happy that you got that out of it. Yeah, and you're right. When something feels like it's going wrong, or just, you know, like when it rains it pours, or at least it could feel like that. And just another piece of advice to women who are thinking about, I don't want to necessarily say take the leap. Don't quit your job if you can right now. But to encourage those women to just start doing what you're passionate about, if you know you can make money at it, like living in your alignment. I feel so less stressed. I have anxiety. I found out recently. I've had it for a long time, and I can see myself getting better and feeling better and being more optimistic by following a path, by making my own decisions on how I'm going to spend my day and who I'm going to help and who I'm going to impact. It's like, God did say this. It wasn't in my head. I wasn't trying to not work, you know. This is real. It's good. I'm happy. It's not cliche what all those gurus and stuff have been talking about online. You just can't be afraid to make a decision to pursue your dreams and do the work. That's the big thing.
I totally agree. I feel like when you think about it, I feel like none of us were created, you know, just do something we don't like to pay our bills. Like I do feel like we all are created to create. And whatever that may be, however it may look. But it is to get to that feeling that you were just talking about, you know, because even with work, like they say, you spend most of your time working, but who wants to be spending a lot of your time, most of the time of your day doing something you really don't like? And I feel like it affects your body and all of that. I feel like you may have heard the story about how most of the heart attacks happen. I think they said Sunday night or Monday morning because people already feel like, dang, I'm about to go into a job I don't like. Like just the anxiety is building up. So
yeah,
that's
right.
why.
The anticipation it's just crazy. And you know, I want to be clear. I'm not downing 9-to-5ers or whatever. I think jobs are a great way to, if you're doing something that you love, that you actually enjoy, it's great. You're getting paid to do something that you like to do, you know, like hello, that's awesome.
Yeah, you won. You're winning. Yeah.
Retire from that job. Or, you know, if you just need something to slide you through to your next chapter in life, whatever you decide that is, it's there for some security. Mm-hmm. You know, they're there to be secure. They're there to do that. Where it may become a problem is when it's relied upon because you don't have the confidence to feel like you can do something else, even something else on the side. Mm-hmm. You know, not everyone's, I feel like most of our passions were given to us by God because you can make money off of it. But if it's something that's not really high selling right now, at least do it on the side. Like have the balance to make yourself happy, because just getting up and going to work to a job you hate, just being in a routine, just going to bed so you can wake up early and do it all over again. That is so numbing. Mm-hmm. And we have one life, and I feel like it took me quite a few years to just take that chance on myself. Be like, you know what? I'm going to try living my life the way that makes me happy. Mm-hmm. I know I'm not going to let myself go broke. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We don't want to go broke. Right. And just see what it is. And God has been aligning things to where it's been scary, but it's been working out. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's probably a good scary. It reminds me of something TD Jake said. He was saying how like you know you're called when a part of you is saying like, God, I'll go, but then a part of you is like, God, I don't know if I can go. So you know what I mean? That's how you know, like, a part of you have to rely on yourself, but then the other part, you are walking by faith, like, you know, but you're walking by faith and it's okay. It's like a good faith, you know, it's not a scary kind of faith. It's like, I don't know, but I'm just gonna go for it kind of thing.
Like, right. It's a trust.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trust in God, and also it's a trust in yourself. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to your self-confidence. You know, how many of us can honestly say, without lying, so again, another honesty on top of that, say that you trust yourself. I can go over here and do this because I trust that I'm going to get it done. Mm-hmm. I trust that I'm going to do my best at it. When we rely so much on other things for like everything, for our money, for our self-validation, for whatever, you don't have trust in yourself that you can actually do it. You're living in a comparison and not in your own power. So once you start to trust in yourself, which is that faith, same faith you believe in God, you can have faith in yourself and your own abilities too. Things start to work out, and that's another way that you can build your confidence. Mm-hmm. You know who you are, you know what you can do.
There you go. Yes. Actually, like stepping out on it. I love this. This turned into like a really good interview, girl chat discussion.
Yes, love it.
So my last question was going to be, in your opinion, shameless plug, but in a way, not so shameless plug. Why do you think that it's important that, well, I don't know if you feel it's important, but why should everyone, no matter if they have like a brand or not, take their professional self serious and like have a photo shoot for themselves?
Number one will always be number one, because you're worth it. Because the business that you so desperately want to start is worth it.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So, you know, do not undercut yourself in that aspect. Don't have the money to invest in something and you found someone to really do a good job for you, but you know, in the back of your head, your business and your baby and yourself are still kind of, you know what I'm saying? Just know first and foremost that you're worth it. Secondly, I know I said firstly, like thing, but secondly is the professionalism. Once people see that you've taken that time to invest in yourself, they are willing to invest in you too. There's something about that makes you a little bit more trusting for them to give their money to.
I like that.
And thirdly, you know, just get in the habit of taking your business and yourself and everything that you do to that next level. Don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of, oh, I'm putting money into something that hasn't just made me money just yet. I mean, big millionaires all the time, all these big companies all the time, they invested in something that panned out wonderfully. You know, it had to start somewhere. Imagine if Uber, or what were those other apps that you were saying? Imagine they didn't want to go get an app developer. They was just because they didn't want to spend what the $1,000 or whatever to start that. We would not be having rideshare right now. They wouldn't be the millionaires that they are right now. And some of these are probably college kids who are dead broke, put their money together, but they believed in their ideas so much that, you know what, we're gonna give this a shot. You know, they had themselves up. They probably took a little swig or something before they hit that PayPal invoice button, and they went all in on it. So those three, there's a number of reasons, but those are the three main ones. Simply because you're worth it, because it does make people take you more seriously, and thirdly, you want to just get in the habit of being able to put your all into something that you're passionate about.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Well said. And it definitely makes a difference, because I feel like way more confident with my professional photos as well on my social media and LinkedIn and website as well. And I even use a picture of my one picture. Dang, I wish I had my badge closer. But my work badge, one of the pictures from my shoot, I said, okay, let me update my picture. And I sent it in and I got so many compliments. So it's just like, it's just working out. It's just,
we were shining through that picture, like, oh, Synquette,
yeah.
like, girl.
Yes, yes, yes. I definitely got really good compliments. So shout out to you and the wonderful makeup artist that you know introduced me to as well, you guys. Like really.
Yeah, she's awesome. Just so you know, guys, is it okay? I don't want to go over time.
Oh no, you're good. That was all my questions. So the floor is yours. Any closing remarks? You can tell us more about Made Herself a Boss, anything, projects, anything you're working on, anything like that. So
Perfect.
yes.
Because I have a lot.
Okay.
No, just plain. Just a few things that I wanted to mention. First of all, again, major shout out to you, Synquette. You've been such an inspiration to me, just with your content and with the conversations that we've had. You are part of the reason why I'm here in this position right now. So definitely have to give you your flowers right now. Also, I have quite a few projects going on. They're all designed and curated to help uplift and give women confidence and put their businesses out there. Because like I said, this is just what I'm passionate about, right? So Made Herself a Boss, with my, I almost called her a coworker. She's much more than that. With my biz bestie, Shanika Crawley, we have a business called Made Herself a Boss. We have a yearly conference where we bring the experts in, tools for women's novice business owners to come and actually take some things home and get set up for success that very night. We also have a bunch of downloadables, digital things to help you out. So please head over to madeherselfaboss.com and just follow Made Herself a Boss on Instagram because we have wonderful things coming up. Also for me personally, I have a show called Shameless Plug Sunday. We've been taking a break for a couple of weeks now, but the next season of Shameless Plug Sunday is coming. So if you are a business owner and you want the chance to be on a platform and you just want to tell your story and you just want to get yourself out there, please go ahead and hit me in the DMs. Actually, just click my link in bio and click on Shameless Plug Sunday. You can reach the application. We can get you set up to shamelessly plug. You'll be one of my pretty plugs, okay? And one more thing that I wanted to mention. I am gonna hop on live tomorrow night, and it's to make an announcement. I've started a new passion project with this thing right here.
Oh.
I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's called The 100 of Her. I have a personal goal to tell the stories of 100 women by the end of the year. So these are women, feminine women with a story to tell and something to sell. It's going to be a series, a nice little feature, something very, very intimate, very feminine, very raw, very authentic, and still pushing their businesses. But I'm super excited for it. And tomorrow I'll make the official announcement on how you ladies with amazing stories can sign up for that. So that's all I have. Just follow me on Instagram at Miss Bri Michelle or go to my website, missbrimichelle.com, and you'll find everything that you need.
Wow, amazing. You have so much going on and I wish you much success. I know it's all.
Thank you.
I love what you're coming up with, the 100 women. That is going to be big. So
thank you.
I'm excited for you. Yes. Well, thank you again so much for joining me on Sis, It's Just Not God's Best for You, Self-Actualized and Shine podcast show. And again, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Oh,
all right,
guys. Me. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please go buy her book. I don't know what side you're going to be on here, but buy her book. Right now, available on Amazon.
Yes, guys. And don't forget to, thank you. And don't forget to book a photo shoot with Miss Bri Michelle. If you're in Delaware, especially if you're trying to look to build your brand and have professional photos, you will not regret it. Trust me, I will tell you. I will not lie to you guys. I don't even like lying to people's kids. They're like, I don't even like lying. I don't like, no. So I will tell you guys the truth. So yes, we're all in this together. So thanks again, Bri, for joining us. And thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this episode. All right, I will talk to you guys soon.
Bye, guys.